the Persian Empire, the ancient world's first attempt at creating a global superpower. From humble beginnings in 550 BCE to their fiery fall in 330 BCE, the Persians basically invented the phrase, biting off more than you can chew. Today, we'll unravel their story, packed with ambition, drama, and just the right amount of overconfidence. Let's dive in. Before Persia was Persia, it was just a cluster of tribes hanging out on the Iranian plateau. Around 700 BCE, the Medes became the cool kids, ruling the region and setting up the prequel to the Persian Empire. But then along came a guy named Cyrus II, better known as Cyrus the Great, in 559 BCE. He decided, why settle for being king of one place when I can be king of everything? So Cyrus was like, thanks for the warm-up, Medes, but I think I'll take it from here. In 550 BCE, he overthrew the Median king, his grandfather, by the way, because why not make family gatherings awkward forever? Just like that, Persia was officially on the map. Cyrus wasn't just any king. He was the GOAT of ancient conquests. First, he conquered Lydia in 547 BCE, taking down King Croesus, who was famous for his wealth. Spoiler, Cyrus made him significantly less wealthy. Next stop, Babylon. In 539 BCE, Cyrus pulled off one of the smoothest takeovers in history. The Babylonians were so done with their king that they handed over the city without a fight. Seriously, the Babylonians opened the gates for him like he was delivering pizza. That's how you know you've got good PR. Cyrus even issued the Cyrus Cylinder, a fancy clay proclamation that's basically history's first human rights document. Take notes, world leaders. Cyrus wasn't just about conquest. He was also a revolutionary in how he ruled. Unlike most conquerors who just wrecked everything, Cyrus figured, why destroy when I can manage? He let people keep their religions, customs, and even their local leaders, as long as they behaved. It was like the world's first conquer and let live policy. And just to flex harder, he let the Jews return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. Conqueror of Nations and a nice guy, Cyrus really knew how to multitask. After Cyrus died in battle in 530 BCE, because of course he did, his son Cambyses II took over. Cambyses wasn't as charming as his dad, but he made up for it by conquering Egypt in 525 BCE. He declared himself pharaoh and tried to annex Nubia and Libya too. Turns out, conquering the desert is harder than it looks. Cambyses lost an entire army in a sandstorm, literally buried by Mother Nature. And then, in 522 BCE, Cambyses mysteriously died on his way home. The official cause? Ancient historians say, stabbed himself by accident. Sure, let's go with that. After a brief Game of Thrones-style succession crisis, complete with assassinations and a little identity theft, Darius the First took over in 522 BCE and said, let's fix this mess. He divided Persia into 20 satrapies, basically provinces, and put governors in charge. Each had to pay taxes, keep order, and, not rebel. Easier said than done. It was like ancient franchising, but with fewer logos. Darius also built the Royal Road, a 1,500-mile superhighway connecting the empire. Imagine Amazon Prime shipping but on horseback. Thanks to this road, you could send a message across the empire in just 7 days. Talk about ancient efficiency. And in 515 BCE, he expanded into India, giving Persia access to even more wealth. Because nothing screams stable empire like running it with the efficiency of an ancient postal service. Oh, and let's not forget his attempt to conquer Greece in 490 BCE, ending with the infamous Battle of Marathon. The Greeks sent him packing, and the Persians learned the hard way that marathon runners mean business. After Darius died in 486 BCE, his son Xerxes I took over. Xerxes wanted revenge on Greece for embarrassing his dad, so in 480 BCE, he assembled the mother of all armies and crossed the Hellespont on a pontoon bridge. Yes, a floating bridge. Talk about over the top. At Thermopylae, 300 Spartans and their allies held him off long enough to become Hollywood legends. And then, at Salamis, the Persian navy got a front row seat to Greek tactical genius. By 479 BCE, Xerxes was back in Persia, muttering, "We'll get them next time." Spoiler, there was no next time. Morale of the story: never underestimate a bunch of angry Spartans. Despite the Greek fiasco, Persia thrived for another century. They had incredible architecture like Persepolis, a capital so lavish it basically screamed, "Look how rich we are." Their economy boomed thanks to trade along the royal road and their control of major resources like silver, gold, and spices. And their tolerance for different cultures made the empire a melting pot of ideas, trade, and awkward language barriers. But cracks started to show. Rebellions in Egypt and Babylon, palace intrigue, and increasingly useless kings made governing a bit challenging. Meanwhile, in Macedonia, a guy named Alexander the Great was getting ready to ruin Persia's day. In 334 BCE, Alexander decided he wanted Persia, and by 333 BCE, he defeated Darius III at the Battle of Issus. By 331 BCE, after the Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander officially took over the empire. Darius fled but was eventually killed by one of his own men, which, let's be honest, is the ultimate workplace betrayal. Then, in 330 BCE, Alexander marched into Persepolis, threw a wild party, and accidentally, or not, burned it to the ground. So, thanks for the memories, Persia. Even though the empire fell, Persia left behind an epic legacy. They pioneered centralized administration, advanced engineering, and cultural tolerance. Oh, and let's not forget Zoroastrianism, one of the first monotheistic religions which influenced Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And without Persia, we also wouldn't have the inspiration for countless villainous characters in movies. So sure, Persia fell, but they did it with style. And honestly, isn't that what matters most? After all, it's better to go after your big dreams and fail than to wonder what would have happened if you did. Because if you win, life gets better. And if you lose, you learn valuable lessons. And then you can rebuild stronger and wiser. So that's the Persian Empire, a roller coaster of ambition, innovation, and epic battles. They rose, they ruled, and they eventually got steamrolled by Alexander. But their story is one for the ages, a reminder that even the greatest empires can fall if they take on too much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for a journey back in time like you've never had before. See you next time.